You know those moments where you think, I wish I would have learned this in school? Those are the topics that we love to talk about. Join me each week as I interview experts sharing their strategies for solving problems that us young adults will face throughout our 20s and 30s. So, what are you waiting for? And if you want new episodes about adulting advice every Monday, hit that follow button. I was reading an article the other day, and it mentioned that the majority of people abandon their New Year's resolutions by January 19th. They mentioned multiple other studies that all kind of led to this exact same day that has now been deemed famously Quitter's Day. And reading that article made me so furious because I know boredom, busyness, and the amount of effort has gotten in the way of something so rewarding, accomplishing something that you set out to do. When looking back at 2022, all of my best moments have really come from seeing something through that I really wanted to do. And I want you to have that feeling as well. And we are so early in 2023 still. There is time to get back on track with your New Year's resolutions. So I looked at 2022 and what made me successful with my New Year's resolutions. And I came up with these 3 tips for getting back on track with your New Year's resolutions and saying, fuck you to Quitter's Day. So clearly, something in your initial plan to accomplish your goal was not working. And my first tip would really revolve around making sure that your goal and the system that supports it is sustainable. So I went into 2022 wanting to accomplish the goal of running 2 miles every single day. I'm guessing for a majority of you guys, that goal seems super unsustainable, which is totally fair. But for me, I was coming into that year having already ran probably 300 plus days in 2021. And this elusiveness of making sure that I had this perfect year itching for me. And long story short, I didn't actually end up accomplishing it. I ran a 100K and I literally could not walk after the 100K. So I broke it, but I did get back on track 1 week after. And now I am set to accomplish that goal on February 14th. I'm like 300 plus days into it right now. So really excited. But whenever I'm looking at that goal and what has led me up until this point to be successful so far is the fact that I made it sustainable. I know my body is capable of running every single day. The thing that was going to get in the way for me was time. If I initially set out to say I wanted to run 5, 6, 7 miles a day, and I had to designate an hour and a half every day to go out and check off this box, I knew that wasn't sustainable for me. So I really thought about what's the biggest number that I could do every single day and really not have an excuse. And for me, I came down to 2 miles because it takes me roughly 20 minutes to put my shoes on, run 2 miles, get back, and do whatever I need to do. So to extrapolate that into your own situation, maybe you want to go to the gym 4 times a week. And I am guessing that maybe a couple of late nights of working, or maybe you ran out to happy hour with friends and all of a sudden you're off track on this goal because you couldn't find 2 hours in your evening to go out and hit the gym. So maybe we need to make that goal a little bit more sustainable, and you could take that back and say, maybe classifying a workout as a 15-minute walk would be a better idea. So maybe we need to walk that goal back and think about what could be sustainable in terms of working out 4 times a week. You could change it from 4 times a week to maybe 2 times a week, or you can just redefine what a workout is. Maybe instead of needing to commute to the gym and spend 2 hours there, instead you can consider a 15-minute walk a workout. And you might push back and be like, that's not a workout. That's not what I want to accomplish with this goal. What I want to tell you is that whenever you set a new goal and begin working towards it, the single most important thing is showing up. Don't judge yourself for the output, but instead work towards building a habit. Because once you have built a habit, you can now increase the intensity. One goal that I struggled with in 2022 was spending more time with friends. I had really good intentions when I initially set out to accomplish this goal, but I would make it to Friday evening, and the only thing I wanted to do that night was kick back, relax, get to bed early, and have a full night's sleep. I found myself routinely saying no to friends whenever that popped up, and what I found successful and what actually got me on track with this goal was this method I call opt out versus opt in. And I've seen some other people do this, and I think it's really great because it puts some friction in between doing the thing that you don't want to do, which for me was not making plans with friends. So what I did was the week prior, whenever I was hanging out with friends and whenever I was leaving, I would say, hey, what are you guys doing next week? I'd find an activity that they are doing next week that I really wanted to join into, and I would opt into it. I'd say, oh, I really want to join you on that. Keep me in the loop on the plans. I'm going to be there. So that did one of two things. A, it gave me a plan for the next week, what I was going to do with my friends. And B, if I didn't want to do said plan whenever that day actually came, it put a little bit of friction in between me and actually saying no. Because then I'd have to go out, I'd text my friends and I had to tell them, hey, I'm going to bail on you guys tonight. And nobody likes to feel that way. And I know that every single time when I actually just forced myself to go out there and do said thing, I'd end up really enjoying it. So if you're applying this to your own situation, maybe we can go back to working out again. Rather than get to the day that you want to work out and you start scouring for a fitness class, at the beginning of the week, just opt in to the fitness classes that you want to take. So then there's a little bit of friction on the day of. Rather than go out and find the class, sign up for the class, you have to go and cancel your reservation. So the opt-out versus opt-in method might be really applicable to you and your New Year's resolutions. One of the most long-standing goals on my New Year's resolution list was starting a business. And I don't know, this never took off for me. I tried and tried and tried, but it wasn't until this year that I actually accomplished this goal. And it was so cool. I loved it. But there was one difference between last year and all of the years prior. I had someone to work towards this goal with. So my little brother and I started a podcast editing business. And it's been a massive success so far. And it took me up until this time to realize that I love entrepreneurship and this is really fun and exciting. Not only does running a business with him make things more enjoyable, but it also holds myself accountable to him because I'd have to tell him, hey, what am I doing to move the business forward today? Whereas the years prior, I didn't necessarily have to report to anyone for that. So maybe all you need to do to accomplish your goal is to find a partner that also wants to accomplish a similar goal. This will give you a little bit of motivation, and you can make a pact to each other that you are going to support each other and hold each other accountable to that goal. And that external motivation and accountability might be exactly what you need to actually get you across the finish line. And you don't have to go about this alone. There are plenty of people that are also looking for support for their goal. So if you have something that you want to do, start telling people. See if anybody else is interested. Maybe post on Instagram or put it into your group chat. There are plenty of people out there that probably also want a supportive partner in accomplishing their goals. And this could be a great method for you to get you restarted. So I hope those 3 quick tips help and that this episode acts as motivation to get going again. Let's not fall prey to Quitter's Day, and let's make sure that whatever you want to accomplish this year gets accomplished. If you guys really enjoyed the format for this show, we'd love to hear your feedback. We are on Instagram at TSIR Pod. That is short for The Struggle is Real Podcast. Once again, TSIR Pod. Or you can find us on our website, tsirpodcast.com. We would love to hear from you. Thanks for tuning into the episode. Here's what you can expect next on The Struggle is Real.
What specifically would I offer to X company as your next, whatever that position is? So what would I offer to you as your next marketing manager? And then I set up 3 or 4 short sentences with strategic bold print of things that you have experience with and skill in that line up directly with what you're looking at in the job description as requirements, or what you've heard about from a recruiter would be the most important traits to showcase. But you're basically saying, here's who I am and why I want to work for you. Here's exactly what I can walk through your doors and deliver. And at the end, asking the opportunity to learn more about their goals and challenges and share some detail on what you can offer.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening. If you like this conversation today, be sure to subscribe so you'll be notified about new episodes. I'm your host, Justin Peters. Thanks for tuning in.